Welcome to GDs. And this is Season 2. Season starts with Edo Voss taking out the guards patrolling the outskirts of Trivantes city, where Haniwa is being held. And he takes the armor of one of the men he killed in order to gain access to the city. And asks Kofun and Paris to stay back, and if he is not back in 7 days, they should consider him to be dead and move away. Edo Voss, wearing the armor, was able to cross the gates and gained entry into the city. We also see Haniwa being kept in chains and is being guarded by Ren. And she is a lieutenant under Edo Voss. She informs Haniwa that she is being kept here and not in prison, as Edo Voss doesn't want others to know about her. And she is being used to lure Edo Voss, as he betrayed Edo Voss and killed their father. On the other hand, Queen Kane's army has been looking for Magra's family for a while. And being tired, she decides to head to the town of Penza to set up a base. And on reaching Penza, the queen takes the house of the Lord of Penza. And Lord Harlan was happy to oblige. Magra warns her sister to tread lightly, as everyone has a lot of questions about the capital, and this is Lord Harlan's town. And the queen lets her know that she need not worry. The queen announces to the people that the capital was drowned by the Trivantes, and she only survived because the god connected with her and also guided her to meet her lost sister Magra. And she is blessed with a child who will have the power of vision. And they will be forming a great kingdom by defeating the Trivantes. And create a new world where people with vision and those without it can live together under her kingdom, as this is God's will. And she declares Penza to be the new capital of Payan. While in the Trivantes, Haniwa was able to figure out that Ren can also see. And they connect with each other. Haniwa finds out that Ren's parents were indeed blind, and she thinks that vision is actually coming back. She also learns from her that in Trivantes, those with vision are executed, as they believe that vision destroyed the world once, and they will not let it happen again. Ren, liking Haniwa, takes her to a high-rise, and they explore what a world with vision looked like. And Haniwa reads to her as they spend some time together. And on their way back, Haniwa notices a young kid who has the power to see, training with the army. And Ren lets her know that he is one of Gerlameral's kids, and he gave him to Edo Voss. And he is a part of a new military strategy. Meanwhile, in the city, Edo Voss gets in touch with an old friend. And he lets him know that Edo might be holding Haniwa in his military compound. And he gets him in touch with someone who can get him in through the tunnels. But he betrayed Edo Voss and informed on him. Edo Voss tried to fight his way out, but he was finally captured. Edo Voss holds him captive and starts whipping him, and lets him know that it's for all the trauma he caused him when they were young. While outside the city, Paris and Kofun are captured by the witchfinder Toad, and he informs them that Magra is still alive, and indeed she is the princess. And he has orders to take Kofun back. Paris asks him to go, and lets him know that she will wait for Edo Voss. And on their way, the witchfinders are divided, as for so long they have been burning those with vision, and now they are protecting one. Kofun lets Toad know that he is responsible for a lot more deaths than he can ever be. And as a few of the witchfinders attack Kofun, Toad eliminates them and protects Kofun. Back in Penza, the queen orders to assemble a war council so that they can attack the Trivantes. Magra lets the queen know that what she wants is madness, and with their army being so small compared to the Trivantes, there is no way they can win. But the queen lets her know that if she wants her family to be safe, she has to support her. Lord Harlan wants the queen to marry him, as he has a large army and the support of the people, and he can be of great service to her. But the queen lets him know that he can indeed marry her sister Magra, and by this, he will be close to the throne and have power. The queen proposes this idea to Magra, and explains to her that the people of Penza don't trust them, and if she marries their lord, it will give them greater hold. In addition, it will also boost her rule. And when they are called names in the city, Magra can feel the divide. Lord Harlan, in order to prove his loyalty, produces a witness to the queen, who claimed that there were no Trivantes when their capital fell, and it was just the queen. And Lord Harlan takes him out, so that this remains a secret. And the queen, knowing this, pushes Magra to marry Lord Harlan, and lets her know that Kofun has been found, and is returning. And Magra, not knowing where Baba Voss is, agrees, knowing that it will only give more protection to her family. And she informs Lord Harlan that they will only announce an engagement, and he will use his influence to stop the war and protect his family, and she will convince the Queen to shift the capital, and he will have his town back. The Queen learns that she lost her baby, and in order to keep it a secret, she kills her maid, and when Boots assures her of lying with her again, she is not sure about it, and kills him also. And to make her position stronger, she announces that her sister and Lord Harlan have decided to marry, ruining their plan of announcing an engagement. Back in the Trivantes, Baba Voss is being tortured, and in order to inflict more pain on him, he is paraded in the city. And Edo Voss brings his daughter to him to taunt him, and asks Ren to take her to his compound. And Baba Voss is sent to prison. In the prison, he finds that the Witchfinder General is in the cell next to him, and he informs him that his wife is still alive, and is indeed a royal. In addition, he also lets him know the treachery of the Queen, and how she stabbed him, and left him for dead. Edo Voss, getting to know about Queen Kane's intentions from his spies, informs the governing council of the Trivantes. And he wants to go to war and destroy them. And he lets them know that Vision is coming back, and those who will harness its powers first will rule the new world. But the Trivantes are already engaged in war on their western fronts, and thus don't want a war in the east also. And they know that they can crush Payan any time. And they let Edo know that he need not worry, as any kingdom that accepts Vision will only lead to its downfall. Meanwhile Ren, fearing for Haniwa, decides to help her out, and she frees Baba Voss. The general wants him to allow him to help, as he will be a great asset in finding the Queen. In addition, he seeks his revenge from the Queen. Baba Voss allows him to join, knowing him to be a great warrior, and they go to rescue Haniwa. And Ren was able to save Haniwa just in time. Baba Voss and Edo Voss also fight it out. And as Edo Voss gained an upper hand, Baba Voss apologizes to him, letting him know that what he did was wrong, and asks him to let Haniwa go. But Edo lets him know that he will use her to breed an army of the sighted. But before he could kill Baba, Haniwa shows up, and she saves him. Baba Voss lets Edo live, warning him that if he ever comes after his kids, he will burn everything down. And they are able to leave the city with Ren's help. And they go looking for Paris and Kofun. Haniwa finds a message left by Kofun, informing them that he is heading to Penza. And they also move forward. But on their way, they are attacked, and are saved by warriors known as the Compass. And Paris was with them, and we find out that Paris once belonged to the Compass, and was a guardian. And they are a group of people who are tasked with protecting the Vision for centuries. And Paris was the guardian of a young boy who could see, and he was the first one with Vision after 200 years. And she allowed him to access the books when he was young. And one day he just left. And Paris felt responsible for it, and thus left the Compass. And Haniwa learns that this boy was her biological father. And that is why he knew that Paris will protect them. Haniwa also learns from Baba that when they were kids, his father used to send him to beat up Edo, as his mother lost his life giving him birth, and his father blamed Edo for that. And one day, when his father asked him to kill Edo, he killed his father and ran away. They continue their journey, and Haniwa now has a Compass warrior protecting her. Meanwhile, at the Trivantes, the council is upset with Edo, as in his custody Baba Voss escaped. And he thinks that someone from the inside betrayed them, and he tasks Ren to find out who it was. But with Ren getting no answers, Edo knows that the only ones who will know about his guards are the ones inside, or someone with Vision. And thus, he goes to visit Jeremiral. And finding out that Baba Voss's son is gone, he was able to deduce that he was there, and figured out that he can no longer see. Thus he had no value left, and Edo eliminates him. And leaves one of his top scientists with his son, Alaman, as now, he will help them with the knowledge from the books. Kofun finally reaches Penza. And it is the day her mother is getting married to Lord Harlan. And she is happy with his return, and lets him know that she will explain her decision to him later. And Magra and Harlan get married. Magra, getting to know from Kofun about Haniwa, asked Lord Harlan to send his brother to the Trivantes to find out about her. Kofun also gets to meet the Queen, and she tells him that she never knew that they were Magra's children, else she would have never hunted them. And it's all Magra's fault. And as Kofun tries to understand from his mother, that why she never told anyone. She lets him know, that the queen would never have protected them, and it's all lies, but Kofun doesn't believe her, and gets distant from her. At the same time, Queen Kane, has been trying to connect with Kofun. In Trivantes, Edo learns, that Haniwa and Kofun, are from the royal bloodline. And he tries to plead his case to one of the councils, that they should go to war. But he lets him know, that with an ongoing war on the Western Front, the council won't go for another war on the Eastern Front, and they believe, that the queen is not foolish enough, to attack them, as it will be a suicide. As they have far greater warriors than Payan. But it is a concern, and thus, they have decided for a peace negotiation. Edo wants Ren to go in these negotiations, and asks her to make sure that they don't succeed. And in Penza, the queen is assembling her army. And Magra, getting to know about Trivantes wanting a diplomatic solution, was able to convince the queen for the same, and lets her know that her power will be even greater if they can win a war without fighting it. The queen agrees for her to go to the negotiations on her behalf. But she wants the Trivantes to apologize for attacking her capital. Meanwhile, Edo Voss is quite weak, and they decide to go to one of the hidden tribes for help. And the general stays out, as he has slaughtered many of their people. And Edo Voss finally gets help from a tribe, and we find that Bo Lion belonged to this tribe. While the general is filled with guilt about killing so many, and wanted to sacrifice himself. But Edo Voss stops him, letting him know that his punishment is to live with the guilt. While Paris wants him to atone for his sins by fighting for the light. And they finally reach Penza. And Edo Voss and the family are finally reunited. Edo Voss learns about his wife being married to Lord Harlan. And the queen wants them to join her for a meal. And as they eat, the queen taunts him. Edo Voss lets her know that they can never win a war with the Trivantes, and the queen tells him that the Trivantes have never faced a worthy opponent. And an enraged Edo Voss leaves the table. Edo Voss wants Magra to leave with him, but she lets him know that the queen is mad, and she cannot abandon her people again. As the queen will get a lot of them killed. In addition, if she runs now, their children will never be safe, and she has a plan to take the throne away from the queen. Magra also meets the general, and wants him to connect with his witchfinders, as she needs to dethrone the queen, and stop the war. Meanwhile, Kofun asks Toad to teach him how to fight, as he was not able to protect his family. While Lord Harlan receives the head of his brother from the Trivantes. Magra leaves with Lord Harlan for the diplomatic meet, and Edo Voss joins her. And they have asked Haniwa and Kofun to stay back. But Paris has a vision that they will be betrayed in the meeting, and Haniwa rides to warn them. She was able to reach them before the meeting. But Magra still wants to give it a try. Back at Penza, Paris and Toad come close to each other. And Toad also starts training Kofun. The queen is getting close to Kofun. Though Paris warned him about the queen, he still lets his guard down around her. And the queen was able to seduce him, and makes him lie with her. Back at the meeting, the first round of talk fails, and tensions flare up. But Lord Harlan arranges a backdoor meeting, and they were able to negotiate a deal. And finalized it on the table the next day. And during the night, Haniwa and Ren spend time together in the watchtower. But the camp is attacked. Edo Voss is able to take down the attackers, but they manage to kill the Trivantes, and Ren thinks that it was Edo Voss who attacked them. And she also blames Haniwa for deliberately distracting her, and being a part of this, and she leaves. But in reality, those who attacked them were Payan. And they now know that the queen never wanted peace. Ren informs Edo Voss about the attack, and now he knows that war is inevitable, and when he questions Ren on how she survived, she confesses, and lets him know that she can see. And in Penza, with the war now imminent, the queen calls for the council, and all have signed for the war. But before the council is over, Magra lets the queen know that the witchfinders will not fight for her. And the general lets everyone know the truth about the capital. And they choose Magra as their new queen. Lord Harlan also supports the general's claim, letting everyone know that he has witnesses who can prove this, and he also stands with Magra. And for her betrayal and murder of her people, the general was going to execute her. But Paris stops him, letting everyone know that she is with child. Kofun, finding out the truth about her, is angry and upset on how she used him, and lets her know that he will never be a part of the kid's life. On the other hand, because of Ren's vision, the Trivantes men, under Edo Voss, were covering the grounds quickly, and already destroyed a few towns. And Edo lets Ren know that their quick victory will make the Trivantes Council see the importance of sighted soldiers. Back in Penza, Magra knows that if they reach here, they won't be able to defend it. And the general chooses a high ground where they will mount a defense, knowing that the Trivantes have soldiers with vision. Haniwa and Kofun also wish to join the battle. And Edo Voss and Magra have a heated argument over this. As Edo Voss don't want his kids to be a part of this fight, but Magra sees no other way. The Payan army leaves, with Edo Voss, Haniwa and Kofun joining its ranks. Toad is left behind to protect the city. And Paris asks him to accompany her, and she lets him know that this war is not about Trivantes or Payan, but about a new world that will be with vision. Magra is attacked by an assassin sent by Edo Voss, but Lord Harlan and Magra were able to take him out, though in the process Lord Harlan is injured. And as the armies face off, the Payan's army is far smaller than that of the Trivantes. And in the last attempt to stop the war, Haniwa informs Ren of everything, and Ren believes her, but it's too late, as arrows start flying. And they retreat in the castle. As the Trivantes advance, Edo Voss, knowing their loss to be inevitable, asks Haniwa and Kofun to return. But they refuse, and are ready to die with him. It is when Paris comes with an army of the hidden tribes, joining their ranks, and they pledge their loyalties to Edo Voss, and are ready to fight with him. And this gives them a fighting chance. And finally, the battle begins, and both sides lose a lot of soldiers. Kofun was able to take down the kid with vision. While in the battle, Toad loses his life. But with a better strategy, the Payan are able to draw the Trivantes in, and they drown them, and thereby winning the battle. Edo Voss survived, and he calls out Edo Voss, and they have a showdown on a bridge. But Edo Voss refuses to end his life, and Edo attacks him again, and in defending himself, Edo Voss ends up killing Edo. And Edo lets him know that after this loss, there was no going back for him. And getting to know that Edo Voss was asked by their father to kill him, he dies peacefully. Haniwa lets the kid with vision know that they are his people, and when she finds Ren, she frees her. She wants Ren to join her, but Ren lets her know that she cannot abandon her family, and they say their goodbyes, as Haniwa allows her to leave. And Kofun is quite upset with her, knowing how differently she is treating people with vision. And they finally return to Penza, victorious. Magra takes her responsibility as queen, and with the sighted no longer being witches, she abandons the title of witch finders, and instead names them royal guards. And the general, knowing that not all can change to this new ideology, let those who don't agree with it walk away. Lord Harlan wants Edo Voss to join the army, as he knows the war is not over. While Queen Magra, learning that Sibeth carries Kofun's child, lets her know that she will take the child away from him once he is born. And Sibeth, knowing that only Paris is the one who will be able to take care of the child, kills her. While Edo Voss leaves Magra, Kofun, and Haniwa as he heads towards the mountains, without saying anything to them. And as the season ends, we see Alaman showing the Trivantes scientist his new discovery. Thanks for watching. And if you liked it, please subscribe.